USA Network. My next guest is a man who builds nightmares for a living. He has worked for movies like the Friday the 13th series and Halloween and many, many more that we'll talk about. A lot of times his monsters make the movies, so please welcome actor, director, and creator, John Buechler.
Hello, everybody.
Hi there, John. How are you?
Real good, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to Camp Midnite. You brought some friends with you. We better get right down to business and see what we've got here. Now, you have built all of these, right?
Yeah, these are my buddies.
Okay. Well, let's start. You want to start over on this side? Let's start down front here on this side, right down here.
This is a fairly recent addition. She is from the most recent Phantom of the Opera remake, starring Robert Englund of Freddy Krueger fame. Basically, she is found in a bowl of soup later in the movie.
Yeah. Now, what is that made out of?
This is made out of fiberglass, actually. And
how do you form that?
basically, you start with a life mask of the actress. You put her face in alginate, and you cast directly out of the alginate, if you can, fiberglass. And
we did that at one of the Camp Midnite parties one time.
I do it myself a lot.
Yeah. What do you got next here? What's
this is Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 7. Picture I directed last year, and we also did the makeup effects for. As you recall, we unmasked Jason, and we showed his ugly visage.
There he was. Ooh, the time has certainly paid its toll on Jason, hasn't it?
Been at the bottom of a lake for a while, rotting.
Now, I remember this. What was this from now?
This is from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. This is the Freddy pizza, more or less.
The famous pizza. Let me open it up here.
It's basically a
we're going to go over here with this cat. Let's show it right over this way a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, basically, this is soul food. All these little people represent heads of people that Freddy Krueger has consumed, and we made these all move. This is all like a radio control unit. Sort of
look at the back
all these little things.
So each little face moved on.
Yeah, they all screamed and said, "No, no, ah!"
Yeah. All right. Well, when we give somebody a hand, what do we got here?
Well, this is Michael Myers' hand from Halloween. There was a scene where I had to put a little extra punch in, too. Basically, you've seen the collapsing knife gag where you push it against somebody and it goes in. Look at this thumb. We pushed it against somebody's forehead and boink, it went right in there like that.
Ah, right into that, So it ended up something like this, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Splitting headache, basically.
Okay. Who is this?
This is Cellar Dweller. He's my buddy. This is from a movie I directed in Rome a couple of years ago. Big, bad, ugly guy. This is a self-contained mechanical. There's also a cable-controlled and a radio-controlled one, but this is self-contained, so when he opens and closes his mouth, you see his lips kind of snarl like that.
Well, that feels real, too. What's this made out of?
This is made out of foam latex. It's covered with yak hair, and it's painted with something we call Pax paint. It's a formula Dick Smith created.
Scooter's back is covered with yak hair. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. But and of course,
I haven't actually.
This right here, I recognize this guy.
He's from the original Ghoulies. Wow. He got you in when he came out of the toilet. Remember? Actually, we're doing a sequel now called Ghoulies Go to College, and I'm directing that.
Oh, are you? Well, you're doing a lot of directing. When did you start doing the directing part of things?
In Troll, where I was first introduced to this fellow. This is my Troll. Originally played by the actor Phil Fondacaro. He's now mechanized. How you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome to my show.
How long does it take you to put together one of these things from start to finish?
It really varies. You never have enough time. Generally speaking, I like to have maybe 5 to 6 months to build a show, but it usually ends up to be 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I heard you have a record for building things fast and getting the job delivered fast. What's the most bizarre idea? Is there any bizarre idea you've ever had that you haven't been able to construct, or just everything that you can think of? Can you make it happen that way?
Yeah, well, basically, I like to think if you can think of it, it can be built. And if you can't build everything, that's where the filmmaking process comes in. You shoot it in cuts and pieces, and ultimately on screen you see something that's that works very well. For example, the Nightmare on Elm Street film that the pizza appeared in, they had anticipated that it had to do like 3 or 4 or 5 different angles, which cheated the idea that this was in fact alive and there's little heads on it. I figured to make filming go a little bit quicker, we put all the RC units inside, and it was very easy.
It was a good effect. I remember that. You've been doing some acting also. You broken into the acting.
Yeah, well, I broke through the window. Yeah. Basically, there's a new film called The Sleeping Car, in which there is a character called the Mister. He's an old guy. Actually, you won't recognize me looking the way I look. Normally, I have a big fuzzy beard on. It's just now growing back. Had to shave it all off. I was under like 3 pounds of makeup. I played a 65-year-old guy with lots of wrinkles and white hair back to here, and it was very fun. Ultimately, my character dies and comes back and gets revenge on people.
Yeah. So what do you like best? You're creating, you're directing, you're acting. What would you like to spend the most time at?
For me, it all sort of melds into one thing. It's all part of the storytelling process, whether you're creating a character that tells a story, or writing a story, or directing a story, or creating artifacts, or playing a character. It's all pretty much the same process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the creation that you're most proud of? Is it here with us, or is it at home? I mean, what's the one that you say, yeah, I did that?
Well, I'm pretty pleased about a lot of things. I think the place where these guys really exist and have their most impact is on screen. I mean, they're interesting props right now, but through the filmmaking process, it really brings them alive. I'd have to say that turning Sonny Bono into a swamp in Troll was probably one of my favorite. Yeah, it's great. Right now, we're embarking on something new. We're doing a sequel to Reanimator, which is called Bride of Reanimator. Yeah. And we're doing something brand new and unique to Dr. Hill's head, but I don't really want to tell you
what
what
we'll
we're doing.
look forward to that. The name of your company that
is Magical Media Industries.
I've only got about 30 seconds, but let's say somebody's out there, they want to do this kind of thing. What do they do? How do they get started?
Sculpt a lot, learn from life drawing, life classes, go to a makeup academy, study everything you have, and start sending out resumes and photographs of your work, and you'll get work.
Yeah. Well, John, best of luck to you. Thanks for being on Camp Midnite. I'm going to just grab this. Can I just pick this up by the hair? Is it okay?
Sure.
And let's just go out on this, okay? Yeah, we'll be back in a few moments at Camp Midnite, huh?